đoàn tùng à.
Oh no! J'ai tout pogné.
被人了，操我
啥？
啊？
就起来。
Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, The Cautious Cat. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don't like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. It was just another typical day in my home, and as usual, I sat at my desk working on my computer. The gentle hum of the computer, the soft click of the mouse, and the comforting glow of the screen made it the perfect setting for a productive day. But I wasn't alone. My cat, Whiskers, was lounging on the windowsill, lazily watching the birds outside. She had always been curious, but mostly independent. Little did I know that today, Whiskers was about to embark on a journey of discovery and fear. A journey involving the mysterious creature known as the computer mouse. I moved my mouse, dragging it across the desk, and immediately, Whiskers' ears perked up. Her eyes, usually calm and relaxed, widened in surprise as she locked onto the small, seemingly harmless device. I chuckled to myself, thinking it was just a passing moment of curiosity. However, what happened next was far more entertaining than I ever expected. Whiskers cautiously crept closer to the desk, her body low to the ground, as if she were stalking a mouse in the wild. Her tail swayed slowly from side to side, and her eyes were fixed on the mouse. I could see the wheels turning in her head as she tried to understand what this strange object was. Was it another animal? A tiny, invisible creature that moved on its own? Or, as I would later realize, something far more perplexing, something that would leave her both puzzled and wary for the rest of the day. As I moved the mouse again, Whiskers took a step back. She looked at the device with caution, her body frozen in place. Her whiskers twitched ever so slightly, her eyes narrowing, but she didn't move closer. Instead, she crouched down, preparing for an escape route, just in case this strange creature decided to lunge at her. It was clear that she was taking no chances. My cat, usually so brave when it came to exploring new places and chasing after toys, was completely baffled and, dare I say, a little intimidated by the small mouse on my desk. The day continued, and as I worked, Whiskers stayed close by, watching the mouse with intense suspicion. Every time I moved it, her eyes would follow it carefully, but she never ventured any closer. I could see the wheels in her mind turning. Should she pounce? Should she retreat? Should she go for it and risk getting attacked by the tiny device? She wasn't sure what to make of it. Whenever I clicked the mouse, it made a noise, and that would send Whiskers into a slight state of panic. She would jump back, her ears flattening as if the click was a loud alarm signaling some sort of danger. But after a moment, her curiosity would get the better of her, and she'd inch back toward the desk, her body tense but her eyes fixed on the mouse. It was a back-and-forth game, Whiskers trying to muster the courage to approach, but then recoiling, almost like a dance of caution. I decided to try and have a little fun with her. I picked up the mouse and waved it slowly in front of her, making sure to move it just out of her reach. Whiskers, ever the intelligent cat, followed the motion with her eyes, but she was now more cautious than ever. I could almost hear her thinking, "What is this thing? It moves without legs, it's got no scent, but why is it so persistent?" Her movements were deliberate now, each one calculated, as if she was assessing the situation and preparing for any unexpected moves. She stretched out her paw a few times, inching closer to the mouse, but pulling it back just before contact. I couldn't help but laugh at how serious she was taking this. For a cat who chased after toys without hesitation, this small, inanimate object had become her nemesis. The longer the standoff lasted, the more I realized that Whiskers wasn't just curious, she was legitimately concerned. She wasn't going to approach the mouse without knowing exactly what it could do first. She was carefully calculating her next move as though she were about to embark on a grand adventure, but she wanted to be sure it wasn't a trap. Hours passed, and Whiskers had yet to make her move. As the day wore on, I noticed that she started to relax a little. Perhaps she was growing accustomed to the mouse's behavior, or maybe she just decided that it wasn't a threat. Either way, she stopped watching it with such intense focus, and I could tell that the suspense had lifted from her little feline shoulders. But just as I thought she had given up, something unexpected happened. While I was typing away at my computer, I noticed Whiskers' reflection in the screen. She was perched on the edge of the desk, her gaze firmly fixed on the mouse. Her body was poised and ready to pounce. Slowly, she extended her paw, inching ever closer to the target. I held my breath as I watched her. With one swift motion, she swiped at the mouse, her paw barely grazing the edge. She pulled it back quickly as if she expected it to retaliate. Her eyes widened in shock as she looked at the mouse, and then, to my surprise, she let out a loud, triumphant meow. She had conquered her fear and had finally made her move, but she wasn't sure if it had been the right decision. I burst out laughing at the sight. Whiskers stared at the mouse, her tail twitching with a mix of excitement and uncertainty. She had cautiously approached her enemy, taken a swing, and now she was waiting for some sort of reaction, anything at all. Eventually, Whiskers seemed to realize that the mouse wasn't going to retaliate. She blinked slowly, then gave a little shake of her head, almost as if she were saying, "Well, that wasn't so bad." She relaxed, giving up on her cautious approach, and returned to her spot by the window, watching the birds once again. And so, the day ended with Whiskers a little wiser and a little braver. While she had approached the mysterious mouse with hesitation and fear, in the end, her cautious nature had led her to triumph. From that day on, she would regard the mouse with a mixture of respect and confusion, but she would never forget the lesson she had learned. Sometimes, even the smallest things can be the most mysterious, and it's always good to take a cautious step before diving in.